You won't believe the story we're about to share with you. A single act of courage and kindness by a young boy not only changed his life but also transformed an entire family. This is a story of selflessness, humanity, and the power of doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. If stories like this inspire you, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our incredible content. Get ready, because this story will stay with you forever. It was an ordinary morning in the bustling city. Cars honked, people rushed by, and life moved at its usual frantic pace. For Samuel, a 12-year-old boy, it was just another day of work. He had been out selling candies at a busy traffic light to support his mother, who worked tirelessly to take care of him and his younger siblings. Samuel wasn't just any kid, he was mature beyond his years, a little boy with a big heart. As he walked home, tired but determined, Samuel noticed something unusual on the sidewalk. A woman, visibly pregnant, was kneeling on the ground, clutching her stomach. Her face was twisted in pain, and her breaths were shallow. The crowd moved around her like water around a rock, avoiding her entirely. People glanced her way but kept walking, too busy with their own lives to stop and help. Samuel froze for a moment, trying to process what he was seeing. Then, without a second thought, he ran to her side. "Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help?" he asked, his voice filled with urgency. The woman, whose name was Anna, could barely respond. "The baby, it's coming," she whispered weakly. Samuel's heart raced. He wasn't a doctor, he wasn't an adult, he was just a kid. But he knew one thing for certain, she needed help, and fast. Looking around desperately, he saw no one stepping in. People were ignoring the situation, their eyes fixed on their phones or on the ground as they walked by. Without hesitation, Samuel knelt beside Anna, holding her hand. "Don't worry," he said gently. "I'll help you." He looked around again, trying to think of what to do next. He couldn't carry her, and he couldn't leave her alone. Then an idea struck him. He ran into the middle of the street, waving his arms at the passing cars. "Please! Someone stop," he shouted. Car after car sped by, honking at him to move out of the way. But Samuel didn't give up. He stood his ground, his small frame a beacon of determination. Finally, a man driving a black SUV slowed down and rolled down his window. "What's going on, kid?" the man asked. Samuel quickly explained the situation, pointing to Anna, who was still on the ground, struggling to breathe. The man's expression changed instantly. "Let's get her to the hospital," he said. Together, they helped Anna into the car, and the driver sped toward the nearest hospital. Samuel stayed with Anna the entire time, holding her hand and reassuring her that everything would be okay. At the hospital, doctors rushed out with a wheelchair and took her inside. Samuel waited in the lobby, his heart pounding. He didn't know what would happen to her or the baby, but he hoped they would be all right. As he sat there, a man burst through the hospital doors. He was tall, well-dressed, and clearly wealthy, his suit immaculate despite his frantic movements. It was Anna's husband, Richard, a powerful businessman who had been notified of his wife's emergency. Richard rushed to the reception desk, demanding to know what had happened. When he heard how Anna had arrived at the hospital, he turned to see Samuel sitting quietly in the corner. He walked over, his face a mixture of confusion and gratitude. "Are you the boy who helped my wife?" he asked. Samuel nodded shyly. "Yes, sir. She needed help, and I couldn't just walk away," he said. Richard knelt down in front of the boy, his expensive watch gleaming under the hospital's fluorescent lights. "Why would you do that? Why risk yourself to help someone you don't even know?" he asked, his voice filled with disbelief. Samuel's answer was simple but powerful. "Because it was the right thing to do. My mom always tells me to help people when I can." Richard was speechless. This boy, who clearly had so little, had risked everything to help a stranger. It was a lesson in humanity he hadn't expected, and it hit him hard. A few hours later, a doctor emerged with good news: Anna had safely given birth to a healthy baby boy. Richard invited Samuel to meet his son, saying, "This child is here because of you." But the story doesn't end here. Deeply moved by Samuel's courage and kindness, Richard asked him if there was anything he wanted as a reward. What the boy said next left everyone stunned. Samuel didn't ask for money, toys, or anything for himself. Instead, he said, "Can you help my mom? She works so hard, and I just want her to have a little rest." Richard was overcome with emotion. He couldn't believe that after everything, Samuel's only concern was for his mother's well-being. From that day on, Richard made it his mission to not only change Samuel and his family's lives but also to use his wealth and influence to help others. He provided Samuel and his family with a new home, financial support, and ensured that Samuel could go back to school, something he had sacrificed to help his mother. But Richard didn't stop there. Inspired by the boy's selflessness, he started a foundation dedicated to helping families in need, focusing on single mothers and children living in poverty. For Richard, this wasn't just about charity. It was about honoring the boy who reminded him of the power of compassion. Samuel's life was transformed, but so was Richard's. The businessman began spending more time with his family and using his resources to make the world a better place. This story is a powerful reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can create ripples that change lives in unimaginable ways. What would you do if you were in Samuel's shoes? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Let's spread the message of kindness and humanity together. See you in the next video.